People have always misunderstood something about you. Even when you're surrounded by people, not lonely, just different. And that difference comes from the way your mind works. 1. The overthinking mind. You don't just experience life, you analyze it. When something happens, your mind doesn't move on quickly. It stays. It replays the moment again and again. You think about what was said, how it was said, what it really meant. Even small things become deep questions in your mind. A simple conversation can stay with you for hours, sometimes even days. And while others forget, you are still processing. That's why crowded places feel heavy, because your mind is not just observing, it is absorbing everything. And at the end of the day, you don't just feel tired, you feel mentally full.
You.
2. The emotional absorber. You don't just hear people, you feel them. Even when someone says, "I'm fine," you can feel that they were not. You notice the tone, the pause, the energy behind their words. And somehow so it affects you. Their stress becomes your tension. Their sadness becomes your heaviness. And the hardest part is you don't even realize when it happens. It's automatic. You walk into a room as a mom and instantly feel the mood. And when you leave, you carry pieces of it with you. 3. The depth seeker. Small talk feels exhausting to you, not because you dislike people, but because it feels empty. You don't enjoy conversations that stay on the surface. You want something deeper, something meaningful. You want to understand people, not just talk to them. And when conversations don't reach that level, you feel disconnected. Even if you're surrounded by people, you can still feel alone. Because for you, connection is not about presence, it's about depth. 4. The inner universe. Your mind is never empty. Even in silence, there is always something happening inside you. Thoughts, questions, ideas. You can sit alone for hours and still feel engaged because your inner world is rich. You don't depend on external noise to feel alive. Your mind creates its own stimulation. And that's why solitude doesn't feel empty to you. It feels complete. 5. The adaptive soul. For you, this didn't always start as a choice. At some point in your life, you had to learn to handle things alone. Maybe you felt misunderstood. Maybe you felt unheard. So you adapted. You became quieter, more observant, more independent. And over time, you stopped expecting too much from others because needing less felt safer. 6. The invisible shield. There is a part of you that you don't show easily, not because you're hiding, but because you're protecting. You've learned that not everyone understands you, so you keep a distance, not physically, but emotionally. You choose carefully who gets to see the real you. And for everyone else, you show just enough. 7. The self-aware mind. You spend a lot of time thinking about yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a reflective way. You understand your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns. You notice what drains you and what gives you energy. And that awareness changes how you live. 8. The rare connection. You were never meant for everyone. And deep down, you know that. You don't need many people. You just need the right ones. The ones who understand your silence. The ones who don't try to change you. The ones who meet you at your depth. And when you find them, connection doesn't feel draining anymore. It feels natural. It feels calm. It feels like home.